Hello, my name is Jenna. This is 11:11 with Jenna. I am here 7 days. What? 7 nights. What? 14 times a week at 11:11 a.m. and 11:11 p.m. Today is Thursday, March 3rd. How did that happen? How did that happen? Ooh, check it out now. This is going to be kind of fun. It's going to be really fun because hold the wire. Do 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 do. No, I'm sorry. It's not Rob Morocco. I'm sorry, you guys. It's not Rob Morocco. I don't even know who's here yet because I'm not there yet. I mean, I'm there. I'm here, but I'm not there and here. So hold the wire. I got to change that melody because that melody belongs to Rob Morocco. Edit the privacy. I go public. Done, Patty. Who's here? Who's here? Who's here? Bonnie Barker. Mama Grace is here. Hi, Bonnie. Hey, Julie Luce. William D., how are you, sir? What's going on? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. How's it going? Ooh, my lipstick. That's that really nice lipstick that I like so much, that real pinky one. Oh, well. I'll get it. On the flip side, it's from a company in Berkeley that I like a lot. Berkeley, what's up, 510? Gonna have some 510 happening in the 504 in New Orleans. Will Bernard's gonna play with me one weekend. And then what's Rolf? Is he 831? I think he's 831. Yeah, it's kind of bright in here. Do you mind if I just kind of take it down a bit? Yeah, there we go. Okay, I am here. You are here. I haven't shared the show yet. Hey, what's up, Chica? What up? They, you know, it's just a good night. It was beautiful. I saw a ship. I saw a boat out on the horizon tonight, and I went, okay, now that you see boats again, that means it's getting warmer out. Time to leave. Usually I leave when my coconut oil solidifies, I get on a plane. But now it's warming up. I'm getting on a plane. But that's okay. I'm going to Seattle on Tuesday. Time to go to Seattle and hang out. So I think I'm going to do all the shows, Rob Morocco, on Facebook Live. I think I'm just going to, the next couple weeks, it's just going to be Facebook Live. So if you know how to jump on, then you know how to jump on. It won't be Zoom. I might figure it out, but I'm not taking my laptop. Good evening, Rob Morocco. Hey, Paula, what's up? Rob Morocco, you know what? She is, okay. Patty Lohman is watching. When Patty Lohman is watching, I share at least once because that's how easy it is to share. How do you share again? See where you're watching the show right now? You press share. Then you say, I'm going to share it to a page. Then I go up at the top and it gives me a little pull down and I'm going to share it to Jenna Mamina's page. That's right. Thursday is, I don't know, what should I title this? I saw a ship. That's it. That's how I know what this day is. There I go. There I go. There I go. So I just shared the show that quickly. Now maybe one or two people will see the show for the Laura today that was on the show with Michael Keel. She posted a really cool post about the show. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. I'm just looking at something here. Lucy R. King, thank you, Patty Lohman. Hey, I saw Carl today eating dinner. Oh, cool. I had dinner with him once at his restaurant in New York with oh gosh, I like my new Ukrainian boyfriend. I had dinner with Jimmy Page. Well, it was at a bar. We had cocktails and tapas that Gordon Ramsay made for a friend's wedding. Name dropper. Had to. Just had to. I know, isn't he cute, William D? So yeah, share the show. Look, there's 13 people. Laura, there's 10 now. Laura, who was on the show this morning, thank you, Michael Keel, for introducing us to this beautiful woman. She went and blasted it all over her Facebook page today that she was on 11:11 with Jenna. That's what it takes. That and, some cash. Support the show. How do you support the show? Patty always asks me, how do you support the show, Jenna? Well, you just do what you can do. If it's share the show, great. If it's supporting me to get to my upstairs to do this, I need to buy a new one of these things so I'm not looking. You should see how I have my phone propped up. It's on a glass with not quite in a piece of soap. It's pretty funny because this thing broke. I still haven't gotten a new one of those. But why was I doing that? Oh, here's how you can support the show. Then we could all go have dinner together somewhere. Right. Patty. Hey, Dennis, how are you, sir? Come be a guest on the show sometime. I do this every day at 11:11 a.m., 11:11 p.m. Eastern Time. My guest just messaged me and said they couldn't make it tonight, which is totally fine because, ladies and gentlemen, magic, divine time. This is why I love this show so much. Ladies and gentlemen, Xeno in the house. Look at that haircut. Woo! Hey! Woo! Check it out. Hi there. Have I checked?
Unmuted.
I have not.
Unmuted.
Patty, thank you, Patty. Hold on. Xeno!
Hey, Patty.
Yay! Xeno's here, you guys. This is exciting.
It's so good to see you.
My friend literally just said she couldn't make it to the show tonight, my guest. And then right as I say that, I look up and I go, there's Xeno.
I said I'd always be your backup guest if needed. Just call.
I know. Look at this haircut you have.
I have some left to cut. Yeah.
So what room are you in? Is that the same room as back in the day, yo?
No, I'm out in the living room.
Oh, okay.
I thought I'd want to show you because it is Buzzy's birthday.
Buzzy's birthday today, you guys.
Show you Buzzy's guitars.
Buzzy.
Oh, that's the acoustic collection.
I miss Buzzy.
My drum set.
Oh, yeah. That's your drum set.
Yeah. Hey, 11:11. How is everybody? Wow.
We're here. I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna do something else really quick right now, just cause we're here. Well, I'm going to go on to 11:11. I'm gonna do a live right now. Ooh. On my show because I just figured this out the other night. I'm gonna do a live of you.
Double live.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it's great to be here. We've been through crazy times here.
I know you have. Tell us.
Well, I don't have it on right now. I have a splint around here. I broke my thumb.
Ouch.
And you can still see the tendon. I did more than just break it. You can see that right.
Oh, you mean so like when you broke it, everything was hanging out kind of?
No, I mean, I just really ripped it, hurt the tendon.
While you were skiing?
It was all closed. No, this was breaking up a dog fight. And that was traumatic because you know how much I love dogs. And I never got to tell you the story. It was horrible. It's trauma, more trauma to go through. little pit bull across the street at the park, school park, got on my dog, and I went in to break it up. And this little dog was only about 30 pounds, and my dog's only about 40 pounds. It was only 70 pound of dog together, and I'm trying to break it up, and I broke my thumb instead. So
How did
that,
your dog fare?
that was a setback. She's fine. She was a little skittish for a couple weeks after that. I think
Yeah.
she's weird anyway. She's a border collie, but she was a
Really
little more,
weird. No,
yeah. They're intense. She's
yeah.
a very
Their
intense
brains.
person. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that happened. And then that's 5 weeks ago. And then about 10 days ago, my son broke his tibia and ripped his knee up skiing, going off a jump. I couldn't go because, so he'd gone with his friends a couple times without me, and getting confident, going off the jump, and landed on his own ski pole.
Ow.
That, tweaked his knee inward. So that's Kai. And so far, Logan is okay. He's just having a hard time in jazz ensemble. It's getting really challenging at this age. It gets hard. So,
well, because he was on Zoom, and now they're back. Now they're in real life.
Now they're in real life.
Yeah.
His teacher's kind of a jerk.
Is he? Do I know him?
No, I doubt it. Shouldn't. He's quite a young guy. We've had a rotation of like new teachers coming in ever since the guy retired. He was there for 15 years, and he retires right before COVID came along. Good timing. And then now they've had 2 years, like a year before COVID, and now they just can't keep a person there. So it's going to be tough for him. He's not getting but we just found a good private instructor. Maybe you do ever hear of Tim Edmonds? He's more like someone you could have heard of. He's from Virginia originally, but he's played around. Window Pane, ever hear of Window Pane? Jazz fusion band? Yeah. He's no, I'm not even sure. Probably bass or probably guitar with them. Yeah. So jazz fusion guy, a lot of different stuff. Has recording, performing, and composition experience too. So I want him to help Logan over this hump, and then be a better model of like a professional musician. Here's your options of things people really work in this industry.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going through over here.
So, but it's a special night.
It is, because it is Buzzy's birthday. He would be 79. And I've put up an album. It's not a new album. It's a recording from 1971, but I've added that to Bandcamp and put some links up to it for those of you willing to engage in digital music. We made it on CD. We released it in 2014 live at Cafe A Go-Go, 1971. So we already put it out. It's a fantastic recording, really well tracked, good sound, good performance. And we were nervous. We're still nervous in this damn business about getting in trouble for using other people's songs. We're just afraid somebody's.
Are they his songs though?
Yeah. Oh, well, most of them are his songs, but there's two Fred Neil songs on there. And one of the Fred Neil songs is a medley where he goes into Feeling All Right.
Okay.
And then goes into Season of the Witch, back into Feeling All Right, back into, his song, or not even his song, Back to the Bag I'm In. Fred Neil song. So it's a great medley of 3 songs. And, how do you pay all those people? I don't know. We don't care. Come after us. Sue us. If we make money, we'll pay you.
Right.
So that's one, concern that.
How many CDs did you press when you did this?
When we pressed that, we only pressed 100. And we've sold 86.
Oh, wow.
I have 13 left.
Hey, that's great.
Left or something. And then we've had it on digital download now for a while at CD Baby and through some of those platforms.
Millions, I bet.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Probably. So not coming after us.
Like that.
And then there's also the Billie Holiday. I got holidays on my Billie Holiday song, God Bless the Child. So Buzzy started doing that song in the mid 60s because his drummer, manager of the Seven Sons, was Serge Katzen, sometimes maligned as being quite insane, but just a pretty intense guy. And he had drummed, he's from Baltimore, he had drummed for Billie Holiday. So Buzzy started doing God Bless the Child. Like in 64 or 65 with the Seven Sons, they never did record, make an album and put out their big, stuff. But he had been doing that in the Village forever. Blood, Sweat, and Tears saw him do that. David Clayton Thomas saw him do that. So Blood, Sweat, and Tears, as you folks out there of the right age should know, fantastic version, really great, quite high up, but probably a top 10 with that version, don't you think?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, and sort of reset it as a standard that a man could also interpret that song. And but they learned it from Buzzy. And that great version on there from 1971. And he dedicates it to Ronnie and somebody, Graham or Gran. I'm really curious because they're about to have a baby. God bless the child. So Buzzy was like this. He would do a show and he would dedicate some songs. You do this too. You want to vibe, you want to connect somebody really to that song, to that performance. And boy, when it was recorded 50 years ago, you wonder, where's that kid now? He's 50 years old, the kid of Ronnie and Julie Graham, whatever her name, and Nancy. And anyway, I got to listen to it again. What's that? I should look him up. I need help hearing with the ears if it's Graham or Gran he's saying. I think it's Graham, but it's just a interesting little tidbit of the song. Probably a couple he met just before the show. I don't think it's anybody he knew in particular, but they're going to have a baby. And he says, please clap. It's kind of funny. He says, you may clap. He says, you may clap. And people clap a little bit, but I feel like you should go, you should show a little more enthusiasm for somebody willing to have a,
Right. You should clap for them now. They're having a kid. Yay.
Yeah. And I sure hope Goddess bless, little Graham baby turned out well.
Wow. Buzzy was everywhere, wasn't he?
He sure was. And
he started a lot.
Yeah. He started, he was really influential, and he's there at a time doing things when it was maybe too early or, not the right time. And then the next band to come along and do it sort of, has a little more success. And, he was fiery, had a personality, and, sometimes, had personal breakups that led to him being a little delayed in his appreciation, and then, frustrated and walk away from some stuff. So, it's tough to be an artist,
It's not, with the work that we put into it, Buzzy was there a long time.
Yeah. And so he, it's in retrospect, he really was so successful. He was the most success. I said this last year. I know he was the most successful performer. I know, successful person, not even just performer. I mean, as a performer, achieved such great success. Connecting, across generations and people with music is not easy to do. And sold a lot of records and sold out a lot of shows just because he didn't make that number, that bubblegum hit that makes everybody remember you or something. Without him, Bet wouldn't have friends, just that alone, that alone is worth it.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So the birthday party we had last year for Buzzy.
Yeah.
Started at 11:11. And I think it went
a long time.
Yeah. Till like 4 a.m.
Yeah, what happened there? I can't do that now. What was I on? Boy, going back to work has just been a real, trip too. So I'm on Zoom all the time, often well through 8 o'clock. So sorry, folks, I can't always make it. Tonight I was on Zoom up until 8 o'clock.
So you're still working. So what's happening in the world of Hayward State? What's going on there?
Yeah, so we're still mostly online. Our major is pretty much online anyway, but we got more. I've been called to be more, have a scheduled Zoom time like yours at 11:11. It's 6:30 with Professor Xeno. So my classes have more fixed times where I do schedule lectures, or otherwise, because I'm supervising senior thesis projects, I schedule consultations. So students get 5 to 15 minutes of direct, more one-on-one or small group with the people with the same problem, same topics. Yeah.
And are you back? You're not back in the classroom.
I thought I was supposed to have a Tuesday night live class go. I was so excited. And then it didn't get enough enrollment, so they turned it to a Tuesday night at 6:30 p.m. on Zoom. But that didn't stop me the first day from going to campus. I thought, that's it. I'm going to Zoom from my office. I'm going to
Yeah.
get out there and be in the world. And my everything. I had all these tech. I think I told this about the last time I texted. I looked at our text record. Yeah, technical blah blah blah. Typical, right? And but got the semester going. Yeah. And next fall we'll try again. Tuesday night, live, in person on campus. I might just get to do that again. But on the other hand, it's been great. Just one in person, and then the others will be still online.
Amy Madden, love for Buzzy.
The great Amy Madden.
The great Amy Madden.
Yeah.
Hi, Amy Madden.
Is she out there? Hi, Amy.
She is.
Boy, Amy and John, I was looking at something. Oh yeah, an Alan Merrill track. Our friend Ludo shared a great Alan Merrill track. Oh yeah, now I was thinking it was like a Skip James thing. And there's another Buzzy connection, and Alan probably met. Amy surprises me. So she might have met Skip James there because he lived in the village and taught Buzzy and some of these other cats blues chords, secret blues chords, and they hit it off quite well. And but I saw that recently. What was it? Not Killing Floor. Amy might remember. It was obviously a few years ago. We've lost Alan. What a tragedy, really. He was just even younger, and then of course it was to a bad thing that invaded our lives and took a lot of people with it. So.
It's life.
Yeah, but you're on tour. That's exciting.
No, I'm not.
Well, you're going to go to Seattle.
I'm going to Seattle.
And you're going to play with
Now, how come I have 2 Buzzy Linhart pages?
Because Buzzy kept on forgetting his passwords and would have to recreate. He recreated so many profiles.
Okay, because I'm going to do both of them. I did that too.
Yeah, right.
I am going to Seattle to see my very best friend of 40 years.
Wow.
And then I'll be back in the Bay Area. And we'll be up in Lake County. And then I come back to Michigan and pick up my mom, and we're flying back because I have a gig on, I forget. I have a gig somewhere. Oh, that's interesting. I just this second got an email from Cal State continue educate. Well, I'll read it to you.
Oh yeah, we were talking.
Yeah, Cal State East Bay. Whom will you be learning from? Isn't that interesting? Right now, as I'm talking to you, and that's where you teach.
That's funny. Yeah, that rec therapy program we were talking about. That's fully online. Yeah. Recreational therapy. It's the best. The simplest thing with therapy in it that you can feel good about. It's recreation.
Are you a part of it at all?
I know faculty up there, and I worked very closely with one who is a gerontology person, but she's since retired, and she was great, Melanie Spielman. But I know their chair now, Chris Chamberlain, and they have a rec therapy internship program at one of the senior centers that I worked at.
Oh, cool.
So we trained those rec therapy. We wound up training some of the rec therapy interns on the Alive Inside Alzheimer's music through headsets program, and which I took my human development students in to do, but we wound up just being sort of like the program, starters. Here, do this. And then the rec therapy program took it over. So they still do it. Last I heard, something like it there.
So powerful. I miss going into my homes where my people are. My friend Rich just posted Buzzy's obituary. So that's on here too. But you can post anything in here, any links. If you want to post that music that you were talking about.
Thank you. I will.
Post it in here. But when we did the show, your Buzzy's brother came on the show. Do you guys?
Yeah, we even got Gare readings. That's right. Oh my.
Yeah, how's he doing?
Do you have that? You saved the recording, right?
Oh, William can find that in 27 seconds.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Oh yeah. Because it was, you just go back to Thursday or March 3rd, 2021.
Dial back to the date. Yeah, I just spoke to Garrett the other day. He's doing well, still doing his special music provisions and
Right.
developing his little land right there. Has had a festival.
Talking about that. Okay.
You know, they were able to have something and in the fall, and then there's something coming up. You know, then it's May, and I may try to drive because I'll be done May 15th. I might try to hit Albuquerque, and it's just south of Albuquerque. So Memorial Day weekend, I think it is.
Playing in Vallejo. I know that.
Yeah.
Do you know who Peppino D'Agostino is?
No.
Fabulous.
Like that, I should.
Yeah. Peppino and John Arbor and I are doing a show on. Oh, that's right. I am doing a show. April 21st. I'm playing in Port Costa. And then May 14th in Vallejo. Who are you looking at? Come on over?
Come on over.
Come on over. You can say whatever you want.
Hey guys.
Hey, what's up? Oh, I need a hoodie.
I'm the hooded son.
Gotta put a hoodie on. Who is that? I can't tell because you guys got all tall.
Well, since he's walking, it's Logan.
Logan. Hi, Logan. Yeah. Jenna, remember
Jenna.
me?
Not walking.
Yep,
Wow. How's it going? So you're in jazz band.
Yep.
How's
Jazz
it going?
ensemble. The advanced
Jazz ensemble.
Yeah, it's the advanced jazz group.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Fun time.
Is it? Are you in ensemble every day?
Every other day. It's a block schedule.
And you guys are back in school like full time? No? Yes?
Oh yeah, 5 days a week.
5 days a week. And what's a block schedule mean? Tell us what that is, because I forget all that kind of stuff.
So it means you take 3 classes every day, and it's odd and even. So 1, 3, 5, 2, 4, 6, and you switch off every other day. So I'm not getting a bunch of band the entire week. Some weeks you'll only go twice even, but
You do 3 classes a day, so they're longer classes?
Yeah, a little bit more like a college day.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's fun.
That's
you have a lot of time to do all your work.
Yeah, because then you can be in a class for 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
An hour and a half, I believe. Lunch, they only give you about 30 minutes for lunch now, which is sad, but
What'd they used to give you?
I feel like 45 minutes was an average.
Yeah, it seems like
Right?
they've cut that
That must have
down.
been normal, but
So how many instruments are you playing these days?
let's see. I'm primarily playing bass,
Okay.
but keyboard is something me and my friend, we're not great at it, but we both just really enjoy it because we're strings players. We like guitar too, 6-string, and we really love the way the necks and the fretboard connects to the keys so easily, and so easy to just play it. So we're really enjoying that right now. But we like producing a little bit. It's fun. But
Oh yeah. Do you have an upright to play on at school? Are you
I
playing electric?
do. I only play it for a few songs. We're doing a version of Misty right now, and I'm using it. But
Look at me.
that's
What
about
other
it.
songs?
Doing
Georgia on My Mind's
that's
tricky
for
one
the-
for him right
that's a
now.
big band piece, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Georgia, but we have a combo too. And
Place.
That's right. You have a small group combo.
yeah,
Just like 4 or 5 guys.
3 sax players. It's quite interesting.
Whoa.
3 sax players, a piano player, a drummer, and me, and a guitar player.
That's
'Cause
cool.
we have a really weird ensemble, so it's kind of hard to find players. We have no brass players, really.
That's
Yeah.
okay. They're
We can't
loud.
play funk.
They're loud.
Yeah, it's hard to find good
Brass.
brass. We should get Gavin, who's our drummer of the Drop Daddies. His son is now plays trombone.
Oh, he's good.
And it's supposed to be pretty
I love
good.
trombone. Trombone is so cool.
Nothing beats a good trombone.
It's really true.
Yeah.
It's because it's just like, it's so cool. Well, yeah, I would love to have your band come and play on my show sometime. Could you maybe do that?
I think I'm really
It's
shy there.
great talking, Jenna.
All right.
Bye.
Bye. He got
Yeah,
shot.
bye.
On.
Bye.
See ya. Hi,
Yeah.
Kim Mead.
Back to the homework.
Gentry,
Yeah.
sorry.
They'll be rehearsing here on Saturday mornings, I hear.
Really?
Yeah.
What time?
I don't care. As early as they say early, but we'll see.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. he says.
Hey, so then at 8:11 you could play on my show.
Well, you'll have, we might be able to swing that some Saturday morning. Give them one Saturday, work it out, see what songs. I mean,
Fine.
yeah.
Anytime.
I'll be camping. I'll be camping
I didn't
Saturday
mean to
too.
scare
So
them away just now.
I won't be here. They'll be on their own. Yeah.
Where are you going to be?
I'm gonna be camping at Sunset Beach,
Where's that?
State Park, 17 miles south of Santa Cruz. It's one of the nice campgrounds you can camp really very close to the beach and go have a little bonfire. They have big fire rings right on the beach.
Cool stuff, Xeno.
Cool stuff. It's with scouts, so I will be, physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
Okay. Is Johnny Border going to be there?
No, he does not. I can drink beer now, but the weekend it'll be, Scoutmaster Xeno. Yeah.
I miss having you and Johnny on the show. You guys have March 24th.
For sure. We already talked about it. We talked about that recently. And he's working so hard. He's hustling. His Johnny photo is back. I'm so excited for him. Talk back to the struggle of the artist, He's got just the inventory of archives, and what do you do with them after that long?
Well, he's been posting some really cool stuff on Instagram.
Yeah, so he's going back through that stuff. Looking forward to get some new hustling some new jobs, but still got his standards.
Yeah, well, that's good. I mean,
he's good. You can't take every job that gets offered you, right? You gotta turn something down.
And what's really interesting is I know Buzzy's here because there's this beam of light.
I know, it's so wild.
It's right there. It's like, okay, Buzz, we know.
Right down on us.
So your uncle was on the show, and then that cat from
Pat Moriarty.
No, Pat.
Yeah.
And Pat floats by here every once in a while.
Yeah,
he hasn't been back on the show again, but he's on once, but he'll like jump on and say hi. No, that cat was he from New Jersey or Philadelphia? The horn player?
Oh, Elliot. Yeah.
Elliot.
Philadelphia,
right.
Are you gonna play I can hear my snare. I can hear my snare bell ringing just a little bit.
Ooh, that's the kind of drummer I don't like. Sorry.
Drive me crazy.
I'll be playing with my trio on stage, and then the drummer walks off and leaves that thing on. I'm like, straighten that shit up.
Yeah.
I'm going to Jazz Fest. I'm singing at Jazz Fest. I'm not at Jazz Fest, Gem Fest. That's a tour. I'll be playing in April and May at Jazz Fest. And then, you don't know. Hi, Tammy. Rolf and I are playing at Jazz at Lincoln Center.
Yeah, see, I thought I heard that's new. I didn't know that was happening. I'm so excited. Yeah. But I thought it seemed like there was almost a little tour, a couple dates coming ahead.
3 dates.
Yeah.
3, 4, 5 dates.
Good.
For the year. 5 really, really great gigs.
Great. Well, yeah. I'll tell a live music show because we finally went to one 2 years in the making. Jason Isbell and the 400 unit at the Warfield.
Wow.
And it's supposed to happen 2 years ago. It was supposed to be Lucinda Williams opening. And so when my wife got, she's like, hey, Jason Isbell, and oh my God, who's opening? Said Lucinda Williams. No, I looked it up. Lucinda Williams opening. I'm like, yes, let's go. So she gets those tickets 2 years ago. By the time the show comes around, it's not Lucinda Williams, it's Sean Colvin.
Oh, wow, cool.
Fantastic. Really, really.
Sean solo or with a band?
Solo. Yeah, just her. And I'd seen her probably 1992 or 3 before that Diamond in the Rough. And anyway, great. I mean, I was very impressed by her guitar skills.
Really great.
People have been woodshedding. People have been working out there.
Yeah, she was doing a lot of live stuff. She did Instagram, afternoon concerts and stuff. Her and Mark Cohn and a few other people.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
And then Isbell comes
that
on.
was at the Warfield?
At the Warfield. And there were 2 loud. Oh, sound sucked. I'm so sorry. The
Warfield
performance was
doesn't ever make.
great. They put their hearts into it. A good set of music, and just sound was crumbling.
Yeah.
His mic was too loud, and everything else was almost as loud. Anyway, and too loud.
I've
So
never. I have to say, the Warfield is not one of my favorite places to see.
yeah,
To see. Sorry, Michael Bailey. Sorry.
sorry, right. And then unfortunately, that's why I came back, and a few other people said, yeah, the sound has not been great. So when you got some,
Well, they're just getting back into, you know.
yeah, I mean, it's unnecessarily loud for one. I don't know. It might have sounded better if it was not as loud.
Probably. Okay,
Sorry.
there's the
And we're in
William.
the back row. You know how that little dance corner
Oh
in the
yeah,
way
the
back? I
spot in the
love that
back.
spot. Yeah.
I like that. By the
So it's
sound.
kind of cool. We would just wound up. It felt like old times getting
Do you have
back out.
anything else coming up? Are you planning on seeing anything else?
Um,
Love it.
we have tickets to the Lumineers, but that's like May.
I love the
I
Lumineers.
know. I know. We've been waiting for that 2.5 years. Now it'll be that. Those are tickets we had before. And then no, I'm going to be participating in a live performance with my band, the Drop Daddies, on St. Patrick's Day. So any locals, if you want to come to Danbow.
Where is that?
I'm
Where will that
wearing my Wood Brothers shirt, not a Drop Daddy shirt. Danville, did any folks know where
Oh,
Danville's? Yeah,
it's
south
in
of Walnut
Xeno.
Creek.
So
Anyway,
on March 17th.
on the 17th, Thursday, like I think the midget wrestling will be at 6 o'clock, and we're at 6:30, or maybe it's 6:30, and we're saying, hey, come early,
Thanks, Rich.
get the they do a good prime, they do the good corned beef plate, they do it all, and green beer. I don't know, but
You know what's interesting is what day is that?
that's Thursday. Oh, you said you're coming. Hey, if you come into town, you come in. It's at this place called Norm's.
Is it outside?
Norm's Grill. Yeah, it'll be out in their back alleyway.
Because
Sounds
I'm not doing the inside thing yet. But
no.
I'll get on a plane.
Yeah.
But
And
when
this
I'm on
place
the
is
plane,
famous.
I'm like,
This place was famous this was one of the places in
okay.
Danville that was making trouble being open and going against orders. And the owner's kind of a big jerk, and I don't go spend money there anymore. But if they're going to hire the band, they were the first people to hire us.
I'll just go drink water.
Yeah, and I'll have you come around if you go, just walk, you can walk right up to the back of the alleyway. You don't have to go through the frat scene inside. It's like
And it's
50-year-old frat. So I'm down on the place that's hiring us. Go to Norm's, great food. Excellent beer selection.
Well, maybe.
But it's Danville. If you know Danville, I'm dumping on Danville. I call
nice. Danville's nice.
It's real nice. It's real nice. It's a great community, really nice. But prices are so out of control, and now people who can move there now are just so rich. It's just annoying. Anyway, that's Danville. It'll all change. It'll all crash, and then Cowboys will move back in. And
when the earthquake happens,
Yeah. Well, yeah, right. Or the fire comes through.
It's going to.
Yeah, people they're not getting, about all the steel roofs. Have you seen all that? Probably up where you're northern, right? It's becoming very popular, which is important because it saves your house, and then if your house gets saved, that doesn't also torch up, doesn't become kindling for the rest of the neighborhood.
Yeah, Lisa and Katie's house has a metal roof.
Yeah. So they're doing big time business, and it's creeping its way down. But there's a lot of places that we don't like that. It doesn't look good.
Wait. The professor is my neighbor. When is the gig again? Oh, right. So Xeno, you're neighbors with Rich. When is the gig again with the band? Dan, it's on St. Patrick's Day, right?
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, Norm's. It's the big annual St. Patrick's Day. We played there more than anywhere, which is why it pains me to say that the owner and I disagree. But we're playing outside.
You are playing outside.
Yeah, I've not been to the place because of, I didn't like the way they were way too loose, pushing boundaries of public health. And so, yeah. But
Rich, do you know Norm's?
The dashboard looks
for a place where
the dashboard looks good to me, right? The dashboard looks good to me. Now we're in one of the most vaccinated counties in the country, despite some of these people dragging their feet or acting like it wasn't a big deal. And there's a bunch of Trumpers around here, but anyway, Sorry, Trumpers. I love you. Love everybody. That's what
Love
Buzzy
everybody.
always said. Love
Love
everybody.
I still keep thinking about the time that Buzzy, well, he saw the Charmers at least two
Oh
times,
yeah.
maybe three. He would roll over to the Ivy Room and he would come. He had a really cool, his electric chair, and he would roll into the Ivy Room and then come sit right in front of me and be like, I love you.
Yeah.
You're
He
so
always wanted, he was hoping, you guys never quite got it together. He wanted to sit in with something, but he like couldn't quite get his guts for a little while. He's like shy. He's like, oh boy, she's so precise. And that the column of air, I don't know, I'm too powerful. I'm too loud. I sing too much,
no.
too many notes.
But then I got to sing at his birthday party.
Yes, you did. And that went really well. We've got half a song.
I got to be on stage with, how many people were on stage that night? At least 12.
It's about 11 or 12, I think. Yeah.
I liked the backstage. That was interesting.
Oh, that was a good night back there.
That was a good night back there.
So I'm sorry, on my, see, I'm holding this up at
again.
the same time, trying to monitor, do three
Yeah.
things at
Oh,
once.
believe me, yes.
I can't see my comments, so I don't see what's Rich's last name.
Well, some of us say Kushai, some of us say Couche. He's never been to Norm's, but he's in Moraga.
Oh, hey, all
He's
right.
not a big bar person unless the music is right. And
Yeah.
tell us about the band.
Well, it's a party rock band. You know all the songs, you've heard them before. If you're, old, you might have, oh yeah, I recognize some of these new younger
Can
songs.
you give us a couple of the songs?
Oh, like Chuck Berry,
Okay.
Johnny Be Good. Our guitarist, John Cooper, is fantastic. He gets to highlight, get a little solo. But then we play, like, I'll tell you, probably our most recent song is Portugal the Man, Feel It Still.
I don't know that song.
Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now. That song.
Wow, is that what that's called?
Yeah. And so that's like 2015. That's probably the most recent one. We'll do like, I don't even know if we're doing any Green Day. Are we doing any Green Day?
You gotta do Green Day. It's on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, I know. There's got to be some Green Day in there. But we're doing a U2 song because it's Irish, and we're doing Brown Eyed Girl because it's Van Morrison. It's kind of Irish.
He's
So
pretty
it's
Irish.
like we don't have a super heavy sound. We don't do like heavy rock songs. We'll do like an AC/DC song.
Well,
or like Living After Midnight if we play after midnight.
if
Judas
you do
Priest.
AC/DC, then I'll come.
Yeah, we'll do some AC.
Seriously. Okay.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Time to tinker with that playlist, still. So
yeah, well, not much. It's March 17th. It's in 14 days.
Yeah,
2 weeks
we'll
from
practice
tonight.
two more Sundays before we go.
So that will be, what time you start, at 6:30, you said?
I think 6 or 6:30. Like I
And
say, right after the midget
time.
wrestling. And then I think you can also, which I mean, it's gonna be cool. The owner is gonna wrestle midgets.
You're joking, right?
I'm not.
No. What?
Disclaimer. I mean, I'm not joking. So Rich, if you come, I'm just, and our we have friends from Moraga. Come on over. It's
Are you for real?
I'm for real.
No, you're not.
No, I'm serious. I don't joke around like that.
I don't believe that.
No, before they used to have the leprechaun,
They're
Anthony.
small people. They're little people.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But that's what they're gonna call it.
Rich just said, "Come for the midget wrestling, stay for the band." I knew tonight was going to be fun.
Yeah.
I didn't know how or why.
No.
Ludovica.
Ludo. Hey, Ludo.
Ludo.
Yay. Hey.
Where's Ludo?
Hi, Ludo. Oh, hey, I just got my There we go. Now, for some reason, I can see the comments again. But the idea of the band is it's like instant recognition stuff. So
it's not. He's not really going to do that. You're joking.
It's some simulated thing where these are professionals. He's hired to come out.
Okay.
And little people or dwarfs. I mean,
they're just smaller than the. I have some friends. I have
Yeah, we have a
friends.
neighbor. We have a neighbor who's a little person, and
So
we talk
check
to her.
this out.
She walks by
I
every
went
day.
to their convention. I went to a little people convention.
Wow, you must have felt so tall.
Oh my God, it was so fun. They party.
Yeah,
These people party.
they get
Oh
another.
my.
Have you watched the show on TLC, the one about the little people? Anyway, the
I
ranchers that live out here in Livermore.
well, I
They're
know
from
I
around
met a
here.
bunch of them, and
Yeah.
my friends that I went to the wedding or to the party with were Ewoks in Star Wars.
Oh yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. Well, I mean,
And
they're just like
so,
everybody else. I mean,
and
that's
they, when you walk around them, they're like, "See that guy over there? That guy was blow." I learned gossip about famous because a lot of little people, yeah, Rich
that's right.
said small people live longer.
That's right. There's a little network of them over in Baltimore that were sort of left over from the Circus Freaks era. And my friend, who was props master, Pratt, he
Oh God.
he was into like circus props. He was a props guy for
They could have,
Homicide.
some of them could have been Wizard of Oz people.
Yeah, exactly. Some of them were, and he had he interviewed them. He was part of it. So he was a part, also a filmmaker. And props was what he got paid for, like John Waters films and stuff, and Homicide, Life on the Streets. But he was also a documentary filmmaker and helped, make film about like Johnny Eck. Was that his name? The Half Man? Like, sorry, this is everything. We could go so far, but yeah, little people are people too.
Melanie just going downhill.
This is going
downhill
like,
fast.
I've been on Zoom for too long, and I had to just not say anything for most of them. Now I'm just letting it all out.
Hey, and Buzzy is here. He's like whoosh, right there with you. Telling you. I missed you, man.
Yeah, well, I think we're going to get to see each other here coming up.
For sure.
And if you can't make the 17th, because it has potential to be a little wild.
I might be able to go for just a short time.
Yeah, well, maybe, that's probably Laura too. She's like not going to want to go. So you guys could maybe have a chance to meet a little more and talk.
That'd
You
be
guys,
fun.
escort each other out of there. She can show you the back way in and out, because her
You
dad.
start early. You start.
Yeah, because it's like, whatever. It's a
What time do they start the actual wrestling?
I think that's at 6.
Oh, so it happens. That's a short.
Yeah, that's at
They
6.
do that really fast.
And I'm trying to think if there's any. There used to be like more of a bigger program with different things going on, and now we were the program, and now they brought in wrestling. I hope they don't upstage us, frankly, or like wreck our gear. Like, I don't know what, they've got enough
Wear green?
space.
I have to find something green to wear. I don't think I own anything green.
Well,
I have a scarf. I'll pack a green scarf.
I mean, they're not strict. I mean, I wore orange a couple times because I'm not Catholic. I'm Protestant. So I've gone to orange. I've gone like the alt take, and they look, some people get it, some people don't. Some people want to fight. I'm kidding.
So Norm's on St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah.
And does Norm have a menu? Do I have to worry about wrestlers collapsing the buffet?
I don't know. Yeah, no.
Is there a buffet? Is it going to be corned beef and all that stuff?
They have that full thing too, but they have vegetarian food too, but yeah. And there's other fine dining.
Have a small menu perhaps?
Nearby. It's a big place. The guy just got a thing for little people. He's got a thing for little people on St. Patrick's Day. I don't know what he wants, leprechauns. So for years, like these leprechauns, and that dude, you want to talk about partying little people? That guy Anthony, he was bad. I mean, I don't like to drink a lot of liquor, but he was irresistible. So he's like trying to get you to do like whiskey shots, and he had a whole leprechaun way about him.
I can tell you stories about partying with little people. It doesn't take much.
Yeah, but Anthony's gone. I think he might have had health problems, or again, perhaps.
Yeah, well, they do. They have multiple surgeries in order to stay on the planet for a long time. They go through a lot.
Yeah.
And my friend Lydia and her husband were really good friends with Nino. Actually, Nino and what's his name? The drummer. Maruga knows the people that I'm talking about. I would like to see Maruga one of these days.
Yeah. Yeah, no, the next time I go to visit Johnny in Michigan, want to try to make sure I get to Ann Arbor to see
Yeah,
where
when are
the,
you going to be?
yeah.
When are you heading this way?
Don't know yet. I teach, I'm done May
I'm
15th, and then I may do the thing in Albuquerque and probably June. I like being out there in the June when the days are long.
Rich says he's only 5'5". He wants to know if he can qualify.
No, but you can wrestle the little people. You can wrestle the little people if you want. And I don't know if they're going to come in Leprechaun. And it's going to be a whole. I'm getting pretty excited. A little scary.
I'm going. I don't even know where I'm going to be staying, where I'm going to be.
I think I should be selling this better.
I am going.
Oh.
I will be there. Patty, you might even fly out.
Yeah, we can put you up again. We got, her dad's right. Her dad, Norm, which is unfortunate because when they opened Norm,
her dad is not Norm though. It's
her dad is not the same Norm. But when
you walk into Norm's and do they go, "Hey, Norm"?
No, they should have. They should have like made him their mascot when they opened. When this place first opened, they even admitted so many people came in and they asked for Norm Ferreira, and so finally he goes in. Oh, you're Norm Ferreira. Everybody's like Norm's place. They figured, but this must be Norm Ferreira's place. No, it's named because this guy looks like Norm from Cheers.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yeah. So that was his nickname growing up.
Norm.
In high school, his nickname was Norm because he looked like Jeff It was what
was his name? From Cheers.
Yeah, from Cheers, like Norm, the curly hair, the build, and he has since gone bald, so he still has the build and more, but he doesn't look like Norm anymore. So it's people are just like, why? Well, why is he Norm? His real name's Justin. So all right.
And Ludo has no idea what's happening here.
No.
Tell us about Ludo. Who is this Ludo person?
Ludo's like my British sister. Like if Buzzy had a fling when he was recording over there in 1968. Well, she's just a wee older, but like just imagine he has some. And
Ludo, where do you live?
Long lost, sort of siblings that never got to grow up together, but we share so much in common. And a musical love, a creative. She's a creative type. Oh my gosh, she's an artist. She can.
Ludo, come hang out on the show. I do this every day at 11:11 a.m. and 11:11 p.m. Be my guest. Where are you?
She's in merry old England.
You're in England? She's in Hampshire, England. Ludo, come hang out.
What time is it there, Ludo?
Fabulous. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning or something, right? Isn't it like 6 a.m.? Not even. 5? I'll find out. What time is it in England?
I have no idea.
5:04. It's 5:04.
Buzzy was my Uncle Pig, she says.
My Uncle Pig.
Yeah.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5:04. So Ludo, Xeno and I are friends because of Buzzy. Has she met Johnny?
Nope.
Okay. And we have all these incredible connections. And I'm here every day on this, right here somewhere at 11:11, 5:04 a.m. and 5:05 p.m. So come hang out again.
4. It'd be like 4:11. Be like 4:11.
4:11 and 4:11. I'm right. 4:11 a.m. and 4:11 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, I love that she's here right now. She's celebrating her Uncle Pig. He was my Uncle Pig.
Yeah. Oh.
Very cool.
So sweet. She was so. Oh, yeah.
When was the last time you saw each other?
We've never seen each other. That's what I'm saying. Like long lost siblings. And she's in England and I'm here.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
but I owe her. I'm building her a special. I'll tell her everybody because she's going to have the first one, and you're all going to want the handmade, homemade, personalized, and in some cases handwritten by the man himself, Buzzy box. So you know how people make a box set of music? People do it.
Yeah.
We've always wanted to make the Buzzy box of music. Yeah, they talked on the phone all hours because he'd be up all night and she could take the call any other time.
Ludo, can we talk? Can I get? I'll send you my phone number, Ludo.
I would like to. Yeah. So the Buzzy box, I'm gonna build up one of everything I have because I have so much crazy inventory, and Ludo gets the first one because after all these years, she still doesn't always have these some of these releases we just know in our hearts as buzzy fans, buzz hearts. Some of them she's never even heard. So she just got to hear some stuff on YouTube, in fact, that music album. So yeah.
Wow.
So that's some of Ludo. That's some of Ludo. But it would be great to have her come on and tell her story, not just her buzzy story, but she's got some artistic endeavors as well.
Yes, please come hang out with us.
Yeah.
Every time you're here, Xeno,
Aw.
magic happens. There's Xeno right there.
Buzzy.
But this, yeah, look at. Zoom. Yeah, you can go right there.
Interfere with that. That's weird.
Buzzy.
Wow.
Wow. Thank you. And how many Zoom calls have you been on today?
Well, today I thought I had it pretty easy because I had no office hours and no classes, but it's a day where I do like scouting things. And so I had about 3 hours for two different scouting things. One was trying to figure out how to use Discord, which wasn't even Zoom. So first of all, I had to spend like, you're right.
I don't even know what that means.
The kids are all doing it. Don't worry about it.
Discord?
Discord. Sounds like it's gonna be cool, maybe musical. Like, ooh, Discord now.
Really? It's not. It's another way to talk.
Yeah.
It's like is it like a TikTok or something?
No, it's more of a interface for online, and it emphasizes the chat, and because they love to chat, type, and you can have your camera on, but it's not Zoom like everybody's sort of there's that Zoom pressure to be on, and
Oh, so they're not physically there.
now, Discord would be much more useful for actually as a professor, like, I'm going to teach a class and everybody can listen in. I'm the broadcaster. Here's links to content, and you can be there to ask questions and follow along. And if you want to come on screen to ask your question, you could, but it's better. People could all go on screen, but generally they don't, because that's the way kids roll. Kids don't want you to see them. They don't want to talk to you. They want to text you. They want you to give them their assignment. Talking about high school kids, my college students, they want to talk to me. That's a totally different group. But you know what I'm saying? So Discord kids are like, yeah. And so, yeah, it's
Rich
so they can,
says it's a chat board.
yeah, it's more of a chat board.
Yeah, confoozled.
Yeah. But you can have the camera on. Yeah.
You can have the camera
I'm bored
on.
already, but thanks, Rich. It's a chat board there. But you have to learn all this stupid stuff. I spent a lot more time. I've uploaded stuff at Bandcamp before, but this time, side loading that one over that album. Oh my God, it's more technology.
So you're doing Bandcamp.
I've had it for a while. I basically have a record label called Seven Sons Records, named after the first band, and that was the first digital release I did. Was the buzzy recording of the Seven Sons called 4 a.m. at Frank's from 1964 or 5. They're not even sure when they recorded it. That's how funny and old it is. And so it had never been properly, we'd never released it. It had been pirated for decades by German companies, Italian companies. Oh my God, some of the classic ripoff artists have done it. So we just thought, well, we might as well make one ourselves. And everybody was ripping it off. Nobody was even doing anything fun with it. Cool. So it was a side A and a side B. And because they had to mix it up. Originally, it was one Ampex tape, like a 60, whatever this thing was, 601, and like a 38-minute tape, 38 minutes of tape. And so they took that 38 minutes and cut it down like 30, the best 35, 30, whatever, 38, and then put it on two sides, 16 and a half minutes on each side. And so I had Harvey Mandel in his studio we had the original best source we could get, vinyl rip, and then blended the two. So the A and the B were together. So it was one continuous track the way it was supposed to be. So it was a 33-minute song instead of two 16 and a half minute sides. Like, that's genius, right? How come I don't work for a record label? Who
Yeah,
wants
I'll
to help
hire
me
you.
distribute this, 33-minute song from 1960? It's a jam. It's a raga like jam. Buzzy says that's, it was called raga for a while, but it's not a real raga. It's a raga inspired jam with some tuning and a harp guitar. And that's the other magical thing about that recording is it's the harp guitar, the Gibson 1910 harp guitar that actually is in the movie The Last Waltz that Robbie Robertson bought from Buzzy's manager when the band broke up, Seven Sons broke up, and they sold all their equipment. They sold all these cabs. They had big cabs. They sold a Hammond B3 and a Leslie speaker, and then they sold the Gibson 1910 harp guitar. And Robbie Robertson bought that, and he plays it in The Last Waltz.
Wow.
Thank you. Good night.
Really?
Yeah. So that, I mean, between that alone, I just need help, like massaging, like, how do you condense that? And here's what this recording is. It just sounds like a weird hippie jam. Guys are stoned in a loft in Baltimore of all places. And, but it's got that history to it. And it's the first time, it's early on. It's so early on. It's long. It's before, the Byrds and the Beatles are doing a real raga Indian sitar sound yet. Buzzy was already doing this yoga and into this whole Eastern sound and trying to imitate Ravi Shankar, who we'd been listening to since, 1959, since those soundtracks he did for those Indian movies. I don't know how Buzzy got into all that, but so he had all those weird influences, Little Richard and Buddy Holly and Ravi Shankar, and jazz, of course, all the jazz he was, supposed to study in his studies. Yeah. So we got a lot of weird stuff out of him.
Yeah, I learned something every time.
Yeah.
Oh, Ludo has a gummy bear situation happening right now.
Oh, up a little bit late or
Or
up early? Not.
I like being up that late.
Yeah. I like being up that early.
Does talk of Buzzy make you fuzzy?
Make me fuzzy. Yeah, it does. I was feeling real sad at those between days, like
Yeah.
for you Jerry fans. This was the first year that the between days really, really got to me. I felt it coming and didn't know what to do. How do you honor his life, his legacy, and his loss? So I didn't know what to do except move a record, make sure that's available, and you can stream it for free. You can download it for something like $7, 8 songs for $7. I try to make everything $7 because it's the Seven Sons. If it's a full album for
The
$7.
links up all, anywhere on here, because people will share it. William will share it. I'll share it.
I put that on there. I could post it again.
Post it again for the later, so we don't have to go back. And then Rich also posted another of this record, the Buzzy Linhart music album, the full album, 1971.
Yes, that is genius. Just that's recorded at Electric Lady Studio. The first album recorded there. The first two albums.
Album recorded there?
Yeah. There was no Electric Lady before. I mean, look at the date.
I have listened to this before. I didn't know this was the first one. YouTube's or Facebook's gonna get mad at me. They're gonna cut it. So
well, that's the great Fred Neil. He's dead, and nobody seems to be looking out for his estate very carefully. I thought he had no heirs. Learned recently he might have a son, but that was Dougie Rodriguez on guitar, unknown, unsung, fantastic player. Jimmy fell in love with Dougie's sound. Jimmy is the recording engineer. Eddie Kramer's the producer, and on the album credits it says audio engineer JJ, Jimmy James. So they couldn't give credit because of the audio engineering sort of like union industry. Like, yeah, it's like today, like everybody, you just put, Jimi Henry, Jimmy was the engineer. It was his studio. He was in there helping with the settings and the knobs, running through the setup. running through the setup with Dougie on the guitar, Dougie Rodriguez, who's still alive in Southern California, from Teaneck, New Jersey, and then Doug Roush on bass, who after the band, shortly after this, moved out to the West Coast and joined Santana. Dougie Roush sadly died of a heroin overdose on a bad batch of quite a few people actually OD'd from the same batch. That was hot, stronger than they thought. I forget what the arrow was. Try not to learn too much about it, but it's the same batch that killed the keyboard player for anyway, yeah, it is the key. Yeah. Anyway, horrible story. Lost so young. Very talented Dougie Roush. And on drums, John Siamos, who's also passed away of cancer around 2000. John Siamos, everybody's heard John Siamos because he is the drummer on Frampton Comes Alive. So that is that band, and the album was supposed to be called Music. This is supposed to be like a super group, like, Jimmy's backing them. Jimmy's got, it's going to be, and then they're on this new label called Eleuthero Records, which was another related to Buddha and Kama Sutra. They were all playing with labels and money, a little dirty. And, so Eleuthero tanks, like, oh, it doesn't work, can't put the band out on tour to do it. Guys go their own ways. And like, okay, so quickly it goes from the band is called Music, the album's called Music, it's a band, and then Buzzy's solo again. So it was repackaged with a double album called Buzzy Linhart is Music. And on that album, they put together Music and the album called Buzzy on Philips from 1969. So that's why we end up with all these iterations of Music, Buzzy is Music, Buzzy, Buzzy, Buzzy. So that double album is a reissue, and it sounds like, it almost is like, seeming like he's kind of arrogant. Oh, Buzzy Linhart is Music. Well, it wasn't even supposed to be that way. It was supposed to be a band called Music, and man, were they good.
Ludo said they were talking about this today.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Crazy.
Yeah. So that same album a lot of that same material got moved between Buddha and Kama Sutra, and then the BMG, Buddha Music Group, and then they got bought by.
That's what BMG is?
Yeah.
Really?
BMG stands for Buddha Music Group.
Really?
Because then they start buying up smaller labels and different things. Yeah.
I never knew that.
And then BMG got bought by Warner's? No, couldn't be Warner's, because Warner's a whole nother branch of this. However, wherever BMG got upscaled to somebody, and then Sony got that, and now Sony Legacy owns all this material, or that, the recorded material. They probably don't even have the tapes in the vault. I'll give them that. Probably gone.
Well, a bunch of stuff burned.
They had the big fire, and if it was even around that long, but they don't have the contracts, and they technically don't own this stuff. They think they own it, but they really don't. They control it because they're a bigger corporation, right? They actually have elite kind of,
right,
dominance.
They have the suits.
Yeah. Every now and then they'll block on SoundCloud, like The Love's Still Growing.
They'll block it?
Yeah.
And now is it on Spotify?
Yeah. Yeah. But one reason I'm making sure that Bandcamp has more of the material is for Spotify haters. I mean, we could talk. Did you talk about Spotify much in that whole kerfuffle?
Did I talk about it? I have different thoughts about the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think it was great publicity for everybody. I really do.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a weird fight at a high level that I pretty much stayed out of. And then, the other side, it was like, I kind of follow, I'm on Twitter fighting misinformation, as a neuroscientist, public, state employee. I feel it's part of my job, make sure people don't get misinformed by bullshitters. and people just asking questions. So I've paid attention to Rogan over the years, and surprised he's become as huge as he is. But
He's huge because
it's
he gets a lot of really cool people on his
and
show.
yeah, his guest list is incredible. Just keeps going, and you're not going to stop him. You possibly could modify his approach. He may have heard something. May clean up some of his jacking off. That's what we call it.
Well, I loved when
just
he
asking questions. When you're doing that, you're just jacking off.
the day that it all hit, he went on to say how much he liked Neil Young, and he went to a concert. And he was working at a venue,
Yeah.
and Neil Young was playing, and then he left early, and then he said towards the end of his YouTube rant, he said, and I really, really love Joni Mitchell. Chucky's in Love is one of my favorite songs ever. He did.
Close.
Yeah,
This close.
he did.
This close. Nobody gives Ricky Lee credit. Damn it.
Oh, I do. She and I have done shows together.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
She's still under.
She's in
under
New Orleans.
Yeah.
In fact, Johnny and Tina and I saw her in Three Oaks at the
Really?
Acorn.
Wow. Well, remember, Buzzy's friend Alfred Johnson is all over that first album with Chucky's in Love. He co-wrote some of that, I believe, some of that material. I would hate to get that wrong, but yeah.
Yeah.
Alfred's a genius. Alfred works. We've talked about this.
Right, Patty.
Oh my God. Anyway, Alfred and Ricky were collaborating again, got together a little bit around the time Buzzy was down there playing his last show. So it was like 2018. And that reminds me, I need to call Alfred. He's probably sad on Buzzy's birthday too. So
What about Bill and Melinda Gates? I don't understand.
what about the Gates?
I'm not a big Pirates fan. I like the record. I'm more of I love her first record, and I love I love the record. I love the magazine, and she did a record with Walter Becker at his studio on Maui that I really like a lot. Pirates, good record. I actually have that on vinyl. I have one of those smaller vinyl ones. It's just sitting over there. If anybody needs it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that one in a long time.
Yeah. She's amazing.
Yeah, so much music out there.
She has a movie. She has a book out now that's quite groovy to read.
Yeah.
But
Well, I want to circle back around to the Spotify. For me,
what?
I don't want to censor, right? I don't think censorship is generally the answer, right? So that's not that wouldn't be a solution. And then, I also wouldn't want to censor Neil. Neil's fine to speak out and move his records around. And he still has a tremendous amount of control over it. Even Dave Crosby, who sold all his rights, kept enough rights or has enough clout that he can get them to move his records around if he asks them to. But there's a lot of artists who can't afford to do that, who can't just up and leave one platform to go learn another platform that may or may not have the audience you'd already built on one platform.
Right.
If Dr. Oz, oh my God, I'd probably push him down in the mud, even though he's an old man, if I had the chance. But I can't just never watch anything NBC does because they've had Dr. Oz on for almost 20 years, right? What if they play a game? What if I want to watch NBC Nightly News? I'm not going to cut one media resource out completely because I disagree with part of what they've done, right? That's kind of where I came down on it. So I didn't make a lot of noise about it, but I vowed to make sure that, if people have left it and they're on other platforms, that they can still find some Buzzy music over there.
They can.
Yeah.
We're finding it.
Yeah.
We're finding quite a bit of it right here tonight.
Ooh. Yeah, we have. There's a lot on YouTube. Oh my God, some of the stuff is weird.
I like it. I listen to it. I've kept him on before. I just do stuff here for a couple hours because it just keeps rolling. I go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one.
And really, we haven't even done, the stuff he did with Maruga and Chaos, Anthony Bryant, the mix master, and who else? James Gurley is on a couple hours of raw recordings. That was the core group. Buzzy, Chaos, Gurley. They recorded hours of this trance stuff. It's chill, it's space, it's funk, all, animal jungle sounds. And I mean, that stuff we still haven't really gotten out. And that's it. I've got a couple of those tracks on a collection called Avant Buzz that's gotten just like, small batch handmade release. And that'll probably be one of the next things we put up on, just because it's out there. And Maruga has put up a lot of his work from that same era, and Buzzy's on some of those recordings on Maruga's. And so some of the same time, we just should put one or two of those out.
Yes, look up Maruga Booker.
Yeah. Oh, do look up Maruga Booker. And if you're out there, if we've sent you out in the way of Bandcamp, he has like 50 albums out there. He has hours with Tony Strat Thomas. Goddess, take his soul, please. Safely. Tony's gone. Madcap Ruth is still with us. He's got albums with Madcap Ruth, the harmonica master.
Albums with my brother. He and Nino made music together.
Oh, really? I mean, look, I got my part box here, partially just because of Madcap, huge influence on me. Everybody, of course, Buffalo.
I love Madcap.
Yeah. So Maruga's got all sorts of stuff on there. Oh my God, and he does this great. I love this. I love the Ray. Now it's like I feel like Maruga's even warming my shoulder here. So get out there and listen to some music, people. Whatever platform you're finding it, it's out there. SoundCloud is incredible. That's the one that always winds up.
I'm on SoundCloud. Am I on SoundCloud? I don't even.
And it blocks the Love Still Growing. And I haven't challenged it. We got so much other music and other places to put it, but.
That's so cool that you have so much.
Well, it's also a burden. I got a lot to do, but I'm going to start packing up these one of each Buzzies and making these hand-built Buzzy boxes, Buzzy box sets. And I've got a few like things just already to put that in. And Ludo's going to get the first one.
Ludo. I can't wait to meet Ludo.
Yeah.
Your sister.
My sister.
I dig.
Yeah. All right. Well,
what a gift.
I should say goodnight.
What an absolute gift. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for connecting and being patient. I'm always here. I'm just, that was a tough run getting through some stuff.
So now he broke his leg a week ago and he's having surgery next week?
How long? Yeah, because you got to get the consult. I knew right away when they took the x-ray Sunday night at the urgent care. I'm like, they said they need surgery, but by the time again, they got to see the right person and then get referred to the specialist and then schedule it out. It's going to be, a while.
Wow. Yep. And then what are they going to do? They're going to put some plates and stuff?
Just an orthoscopic. So they get to just go in the small holes and do some pretty high-tech repair. They think it'll go pretty well, about 2 hours surgery and about a 2-month rehabilitation. And then he'll get the bounce back and, luckily he's young and try it all again.
Cool.
Yeah.
So much information tonight. Just like Bonnie just said, loads of info, you two. Thank you. Good night, yeah. Bonnie. And Rich posted some cool stuff, and you've got good stuff.
Thanks.
I'm sorry. I shared the show, and this is another.
I actually shared it. I shared it to the Buzzy fans, but I don't know if anybody came. Oh, Ludo did. That's probably how Ludo found.
And there was somebody else that showed up early on.
Okay, great.
When you were talking about norms.
Excellent.
Well, I have an appointment. I just looked at my calendar. I have an appointment that day in Lake County, but I know I can drive down and be there by 6:30. You said?
Oh my God, Kai would love to see your car.
My car. They love my car.
Huh? They love your car. He's such a car nut. Oh my gosh.
Cool.
Okay, I'm gonna say goodnight. Let you say goodnight to us.
Well, let's you can say that. I'll say goodnight with you. And okay. I think I know what I always ask for a letter, but I think I know what letter I wanted to say.
Oh yeah.
Maybe you could play some drums. Come on. Get it. You got quiet. Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming out tonight. Why can't we hear your drum?
Mike sucks. So I think it cuts it out.
It does. You hear like every third thing.
I'm not going to play.
Carl, that was cool to see you today, Carl. All right, well, let's just pretend you're playing. Hey, everybody, here we go. We got 11 and Xeno. Everybody that's here tonight, we're here to have a party because it's Buzzy's night. Oh, it's Buzzy's birthday. Buzzy's birthday. Lighten up, he's brighten up, he's beaming up the stars tonight. Oh, Ludo, Vika, I'm so glad to meet ya. I am happy that everyone was here. A magical night, oh my dear Xeno, thank you. Thank you very much. Ooh, everybody stay healthy, stay happy, and be real nice too. From your thoughts, make them buzzy thoughts. And from your words, make them buzzy words. And always from your heart, have a very, very buzzy heart. Have a very, very buzzy heart. Have a very, very Xeno life. Good night, everybody. Thank you, Xeno.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. Absolutely one of my favorite moments again. Love hard, everybody. Really hard. Thank you, Xeno. Wow. Blown away. See you tomorrow morning, or see you in a little while.